We are here today to talk about mTALK, our white label managed phone system solution. I'm your host, Ryan Graven. I'm going to be running the show today, so sorry, you're stuck with me. But other than that, we have Sam Riello from Intermedia, who is going to be giving an awesome demonstration of the platform. So let's get to it. Matrix Networks is a network-first company. We take this methodology for all the solutions that we deploy. We really focus in three main silos of expertise: data infrastructure, connectivity services, and of course, telephony. This is really where Matrix got its start. We were founded by David Ness in 1984, who was working for a telecom company and realized that, well, he could do it better. He saw disparities between customer service and technical knowledge. And so he wrangled up some of the best technicians he could find and built a foundation for what is Matrix today. We evolved through communications platforms throughout the years with digital systems. We were big mTALK and Toshiba dealers back in the day, early adopters of IP and VoIP technology, and cloud-based phone systems. About 6 years ago, this started with ShoreTel Sky. We have a lot of customers on today's webinar. Many of them have a ShoreTel in place today, and some probably have ShoreTel Sky. It was built from a clean sheet of paper. It was the pure cloud phone system out of the gate, and Matrix was really good at it. We were known for top tier support nationwide, developing project management processes and deployment skills that our clients depended on, and we really built a reputation around those practices. As cloud phone systems evolved, it really erupted, and just hundreds, maybe not hundreds, but tens, 50, let's say, different solutions started entering the market, and it was quite frankly overwhelming. What Matrix lost was that ability to be siloed experts into one solution. And we lost that connection of pure customer service driven relationships. And meanwhile, customers really still demanded that great support. Enter the idea of a white label solution that allows us to be that front line of support. That's really what we're here to talk about today. So I'm going to introduce the mTALK solution, and then we're going to do a demonstration on the client, the video portion of it, as well as the contact center. So I'm really excited for that. But before you tune out and start looking at emails, because I'm on slide decks and nobody likes PowerPoint slides, we thought we'd kick this off with a little bit of a different way of doing things. We're going to tell the story of mTALK through a bit of a role play. Now, I wanted to do this role play live. I was told that was a bad idea, and so we put together a nice little video for you. And I'm just going to screen share real quick, and you guys can experience the magnificent theatrical performance of the team here at Matrix. Hello, I'd like to introduce you to our first company. Lopez Industry just signed a direct deal with 8x Ringcast. Today's their first day live. Let's check in and see how it's going.
Okay, what is going on here? Oh my goodness. I'm clicking. What? Hayden told me this would be easy. I better call him, that little chump. All right. I'm just gonna grab my cell phone. I can't do this. All right, Hayden, are you there?
Hey, this is Hayden. Tim?
Yeah, Hayden, can you hear me?
Yeah, why are you calling me from your cell phone?
Well, good question. My 8x8 Ringcast phone, the new one that you guys just deployed, it won't launch. Keeps saying my user credentials aren't correct. I've tried password reset, tried all that jazz. I got a meeting in 5 minutes. This needs to be fixed now.
You tried turning it off and on again?
I have tried all the little tips and tricks. I mean, other than that, but I know that's not going to work. So I just need you to fix this.
Yeah, no worries, Mr. Lopez. I'll call 8x Ringcast right away. I've been told by their team during the sales process that it's a really easy process to get a service ticket open. So I'll call them right away and get this resolved.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, no worries. I'll call you right back.
Okay.
Okay, support number. Here it is.
Thank you for calling 8 by Ringcast, the world's leading provider of cloud-based communications. In order to best serve you, please say or enter the department you are looking for.
Support.
You can say speak to billing or contact sales.
Support.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Please try again.
I would like to speak to support.
You'd like to speak to support, is that right?
Correct.
Great. In order to best serve you, please say or enter your account number.
Oh, account number. 5422356.
You entered 5444236. Is that right?
No, that's incorrect.
I'm sorry. In order to best serve you, please say or enter your account number.
5422356.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Please try again.
5422356.
Thank you for calling 8 by Ringcast,
Oh my God.
the world's #1 provider in cloud-based communication systems. Wow, that's going to take a while. Let's jump over to another scenario and see how support escalation is going for them.
Oh no, this isn't good. We're getting our new phone system today. I have a call in 5 minutes. It's not working. Let me call JP.
Hey, Darren. Pleasure to hear from you, man. How's it going?
Oh, it could be better. I know we're getting our new phone system today, and I don't have access to it. I'm trying the login that you gave me, but it's not working. Is there anything you can do? Call up those Matrix people and see if we can get going. I have a call. I got to be on in 5 minutes.
Yeah, no worries, man. Let me call Matrix right now, and I'll get back to you shortly.
All right, cool. I'll wait.
Thank you for calling Matrix Networks. This is Beth.
Hey, Beth, I know we're first day live, but I've got a major fire here. The CEO is supposed to be on a call in 5 minutes, and the password I gave him is not working.
Oh, sure, JP. Oh, golly. Give me 1 sec. Let me see. I had David on standby for this. Give me 1 sec. Let me see if I can grab him for you. Hold on.
Matrix Networks, is everyone going to help you?
Hey, David, it's Beth. I have JP from Badlands on the phone. If you remember, it's first day for them with the system. So the CEO cannot get logged into his client, and he has a call in like 5 minutes. So can you just like reset his password? I think would be great. And I did not get his extension. I'm so sorry. But
Sure.
I think he has...
His first name?
His first name's Darren. I do remember that. Ha!
Okay,
So.
Yep, no worries. Give me a second to take a look. I did find his extension. Let me go ahead and reset it to 1234. Please let the client know that it's 1234, and it's going to prompt them to change it on next login.
Oh, good. That would be smart. Excellent. You are a lifesaver. Let me get back to JP, and I'll let you know if anything else comes up. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Thanks.
Hey, Darren, I just got off the phone with Matrix Networks, and everything should be running right now. You just have to update your password to 1234.
Okay. Let me check it out real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I am in. Thank you.
Don't thank me, Darren. Thank the fine folks at Matrix Networks.
Well then, thank you, Matrix Networks.
Okay. So we're clearly not going to win any Academy Awards for that, but hopefully it illustrated the point that, you know, working with big vendor versus working with Matrix Networks for your communication solution is a much more expedited path towards ticket resolution, overall friendliness. And yeah, we're going to take some acting skills before we try that again, but I hope you enjoyed it. Let's jump back into my presentation here. So why? You know, why did we make this pivot? You know, I mentioned that the market was flooded with cloud phone systems, but it goes so much deeper than that. It was really born out of customer demand. You know, Matrix clients fell in love with our support and experienced other big vendor service, and just came back and were like, you know, how can we have modern technology but still get the support that you guys provide? If I go with any other solution, even if it's through you, I still have to call, you know, 1-800-Manila, and the support experience is awful. I want to work with you. And so it was born out of customer demand. The mTALK solution allows us to leverage our deep bench of experts. This allows us to utilize the knowledge that we've gained over 3 decades in order to really be siloed into that one solution, but not only know that solution inside and out, but also your solution, and then empower you as a client to be the champion of your solution. This involves the ongoing training that we're able to provide and the support that is free of charge 24/7, 365. I shouldn't say that. You call us after 5 o'clock, probably going to charge you. But you get the point. That allows for that real siloed expertise and our pro techs to take care of our customers in the best way that they can. This also allows us to leverage a proven process, again, developed over 36 years for the design, the deployment, and the management of a phone system that we know in and out. Competitive pricing, simple contracts. These were all things that we looked at the industry and were like, this isn't the way that business should be done. We wanted something that was digestible for our clients, not only for the IT folk, but also for leadership that ultimately had to sign on the dotted line. We wanted this process to be easily understood, easily consumable. And consolidated billing. For those of you who don't know, Matrix Networks provides a service called MCaaS, Matrix Connectivity as a Service. Long story short, this is the procurement of circuits on different mediums from different carriers, combined with connectivity optimizations such as SD-WAN and placed on one platform. And for those of our clients that have chosen to go with mTALK and MCaaS together, that streamlines the billing process exponentially. Imagine being the accounts payable person, and instead of having 10 or 15 bills to deal with, you just have one, and you are, aware of every month's cost related to your internet and voice. A very powerful solution for those that have one location or 100. With our partnership with Intermedia, we are also able to offer free phones, free handsets to any client that makes that migration. So a lot of people, hold off because of that capital investment associated with replacing all the handsets. That goes away in our solution, and you're able to get these handsets free of charge, which is a huge added bonus for our clients. So the deployment methodology that I mentioned, we call it our concierge service. And it's that proven process of deploying a phone system to be successful. Did you know that 1 out of 3 deployments fail? That's a huge number. Ultimately, this comes down to your first impressions as an organization. As an IT leader, as an executive, your end users, your employees count on you to make good decisions. And when you invest in new technology, something as disruptive as changing a communication solutions, you have to ensure that it goes right from day one. Now, our concierge service is applicable to any cloud phone system that you procure through Matrix Networks. However, it is absolutely mandatory with mTALK. And we do that for the exact same reason. It's our name that goes behind that solution. We have to ensure that the product that we put in place is ready to go from day one. So we take that traditional approach that we've cultivated over 36 years and apply it to modern cloud-based phone systems, handling the complexities of such a deployment. This goes into your network infrastructure. Is your organization set up to handle this migration? How is your call flow designed? How is porting going to work out? There's a reason port is a 4-letter word, both figuratively and literally, or vice versa, however you want to spin that. Testing. Our pro techs look under every nook and cranny to ensure that the solution that they put out there is going to be successful because it's their name on the line in the end. Time to billing is also another critical component of our concierge service. A lot of big vendors out there, especially 8x start billing you the day that you sign on the dotted line. It's a terrible way to do business. Your phone system isn't even spun up yet, and yet you're already paying for it. It makes no sense. And so we reverse that and try to do as much as we can, the most upfront work possible to ensure that when you are being charged for your system, it's actually in a place where you can leverage your system. So pretty big bonus there. We designed our concierge package to be an a la carte menu. So on the left here is our base package that's standard with every single deployment, but on the right is a menu of services that we offer in conjunction with the base package. And we did this because IT staff is different. Different organizations are different and are capable of handling a deployment based on their expertise and availability, resources. And so we designed this to be able to pick and choose what you'd want to take on yourself and what you want to place on the shoulders of Matrix Networks. And we found that people that have taken kind of a mixed bag approach to their deployment in the end have been super satisfied with the results. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that we are running a promotion during this quarter, so through the end of March, that any cloud phone system that is signed, of course, the gentleman on the call today hope it's all mTALK, but any cloud phone system that is signed within that time frame, the base package concierge comes free of charge. So just something to keep in mind for those of you that are, looking to make that migration in the near future. So Intermedia. Intermedia is the partnership behind, is the organization, the vendor behind mTALK. We don't manufacture the hardware. We didn't design the software. We leverage Intermedia for that. They give us the platform in order to focus on what we are best at: service, support, design, deployment, management. Ultimately, we picked Intermedia after several go-arounds with different organizations for a variety of reasons. Number one, it's a robust platform. It comes with everything you would expect from a modern phone system. This includes SMS and obviously voice, chat, contact center, web chat, email, everything that is now just basically ubiquitous across the board. It's a highly robust platform. It's very reliable. Active-active failover, distributed architecture, 5 nines, all that jazz. Most importantly, though, it is backed by an SLA, something that Matrix clients shouldn't have to take advantage of. But knowing that you have that SLA to back your solution is a nice little comfort blanket when it comes down to the end of the day. They have a robust video platform that we're going to see today. Par on course with all the other solutions out there. One unique thing that I love about it that Sam will touch on is its AI dictation of notes. So it's taking your notes automatically as you go throughout a video chat, so you don't have to worry about scratching on your notepad or taking notes in OneNote. It's all sent to every user that's on the call post video. So very cool element of the video component. Mobility, of course, working from home and just in general. Very important that there is a differentiation between a work number and a personal number. So of course it comes with mobility functionality as well as a contact center. And we're going to spend some time diving deeper into the contact center today because of its unique nature in the industry, its affordability, and it's a truly great solution. But honestly, at the end of the day, it came down to the people. Intermedia and the people that are in that organization share the same values as Matrix Networks. They're innovative, constantly investing in R&D to make the platform better. We've seen extreme growth since we started this partnership and looking forward to seeing what they can do in the future. Most importantly, though, support. It's all about the support for our technicians. When we can't figure something out, we know we can trust the people at Intermedia to help us get it done. And they share those values of support. So in the end, why mTALK? Yeah, you get free phones. That's cool. But ultimately, it comes down to a highly robust and reliable platform that is backed by a local partner that you can trust and has your back 24/7, Matrix Networks. In today's world, it is paramount that we have the tools that we need to communicate both internally and externally. mTALK allows us to do that, provide that to our clients, and still maintain that relationship through trusted support that you can count on. So that's really it for me. I am going to pass the torch to my friend Sam, and he's going to take a walk through the client, our video platform, as well as the contact center. So thank you for your time, everyone. And Sam, the floor is yours.
Excellent. Thank you, Ryan. And thanks for having me today. So what we're going to do right now is take a quick overview of mTALK from an application perspective. So we're going to look at the desktop application. We'll take a quick look at the mobile, and then we'll quickly transition into some of the contact center functionality. What's important with the desktop application itself is that it is a comprehensive application. So all the things that Ryan mentioned, right, are all combined into a single interface. Our meetings, our chat, SMS, and of course, file share and sync, all capabilities within the client. I don't have to leave the client. As we kind of look at the top, the important things here, of course, I have group chat and presence indicators, so I can see who's available. I can see who's on the phone. I can also create group chat experience as well. So I can create those groups, manage them, still see who's a member, my presence indicators. Of course, things like @mentions, or I can add files or GIFs, emojis, right, directly within that chat. Also have the capability to search context within chat. So if I am working on that project with a core group of folks, right, we've created our persistent chat group. Now I can search for context, maybe something that was mentioned last week, and easily go and find that information. If I need to communicate externally, right, I always have that capability to create a new SMS. It shows up just like an instant message, and we always tag it. So we absolutely know that this was an external communication. We're using SMS to communicate with our clients. Super important today, as more folks are leveraging different media types to communicate. So communicate with your customers the way they want to communicate with you, right? Whether that's through SMS or another online, or of course, just through a phone call. So I always have that ability to escalate my chats into a phone call, and I can use the client purely as a soft phone. So I'm just going to use my mic and speakers or a headset, right, tied to my computer. And all my phone functionality in that call control ribbon is meant for ease of use. It's always at the top. It doesn't matter where else I go within the application. I always have access and know where that call control is. So I can mute my call, hold it, use my dial pad. What a lot of folks are taking advantage of is this flip option. That's actually going to push the call to my other mTALK endpoints. So if I am using the desktop client, I need to leave the office or my home office, I can hit call flip and pick that call up on my mobile device, right, run out to my appointment. Or if I'm coming into the office, I'm stuck in traffic, I've answered that call on my mobile, I can hit call flip from there, push that call, answer it on my physical desk phone once I get into the office. And so you always have that flip option available off all the endpoints, the physical handsets, and of course, the desktop and mobile application. Things like Park are going to be available as well. Or if I want to transfer, we see a lot of folks taking advantage of it. As user adoption picks up with the actual desktop client, right, some folks just want that physical handset, and that's okay. But what we've tried to do is show the value in doing a transfer as a front-end operator, right? So someone that's working that front desk or receptionist, and being able to transfer and run a search to find exactly who you're looking for. So now I can find Don, and then I have my options to warm transfer, blind transfer, or send the call to voicemail. Again, based on those presence indicators if I need to. So it makes it very easy to search, find who you're looking for. We can categorize those out into just favorites. Right? But point and click, make it very easy so I don't have to look through the directory on a physical desk phone. Right? Of course, I can also add a conference. So if I want to conference somebody in, I can easily do that and conference Don in. When I do that, you'll see that second call come up. If Don answers that call, I can simply merge those calls together. Right? Now I'm running that conference. If I need to split them out, I can always do that. Right? I can split them out, pick up my conversation with Ben. If I'm finished with Ben, right, I can hang up, or I can switch back over to Don, provide some additional information, right, and go ahead and drop that call. So very easy to use point and click scenarios. Now, if I don't want to use this as a soft phone, I do have an option to use this as a call controller. So if I have that physical desk phone, I want that audio or that media to route through that phone, I can still use my click to call and transfer options within the client. Even my call flip will be available there as well. So I can still use that physical desk phone, right? That's my main stake of where I want to handle my calls. So we talked about making phone calls, chat, SMS capabilities. As we move into the meeting, I can always escalate a chat, whether it's an individual chat or a group chat, into a meeting. That will open up into a separate window, right? And I can easily start my meetings. This does integrate with Outlook and Google, so I can schedule those meetings directly from my native calendar. A couple key things that are differentiators for us within our meeting. Right? Of course, we'll see our host information. We'll see our users. I can always mute users. I can remove mute users from the meeting. We'll have our group chat functionality, but where we really start to differentiate is in this notes section. So this is collaborative note taking. Everybody in the meeting on the online portion will have access to start taking notes. Right. My notes go here. But now I can create action items and follow-ups, to-do lists, right, and check those off, right, as I go through my meeting. So I can create those action items and follow-ups, keep everybody on the same page. I don't have to worry about my notes are different than Ryan's notes. At the end of the meeting, the notes are emailed out to all the online participants. So now we have that running record. Everybody's collaborated. We have one set of notes that are accurate for the meeting, and we're going to email those out. Now, if I didn't want to manually take notes, or in conjunction with that, you'll see a little bot as a host. This is our virtual assistant. As I turn that virtual assistant on, they become an attendee, and that will record the meeting for transcription purposes. At the end of the meeting, the host is going to receive an email with a link in it that's going to bring them the full transcript of that meeting. Will be open search for text up top, but of course we're going to see our title, timestamps, who our attendees were, and any summary topics. So a little bit of AI built in here. Darker the color, the more we've talked about that topic. So if I want to look for all the times we talked about auto attendance, and of course I can do that and scroll through. I can see if there's any action items, follow-ups, or ideas associated with that topic. And so now I can either copy my insights, copy my transcript, or I can easily go ahead and just search for any context within that transcript. So it comes in super handy. I can manually take those notes or use the transcription. As a host, I can share out a link to that transcript. I can easily copy and paste it if I need to. So multiple ways to use that transcript comes in super handy. A couple other differentiators for us. Of course, we can change that audio source and dial in via the phone. Right? We can use the computer, share our video, share our screens, so we can share actual screens or applications. From a security perspective, we also allow the host to set and lock the meeting. When the meeting's locked, no other participants can join. If somebody does try to join the meeting, the host is going to receive an audible notification. They're also going to see who is trying to join that, and they can accept or decline that user into the meeting. So just from a security perspective, lots of different use cases around this. I can have my meetings set up when I start my meeting to automatically lock it, or I can manually lock and unlock my meeting if I need to. You can also customize your background and logo information, so we allow you to make the meeting your own. On top of that, of course, we can record the meeting. If we do record the meeting, we're actually going to record the audio, video, and any content that's being shared. The host will receive that notification and that link. They can download that link if they need to, or we'll keep a running log of their meeting history. Within that meeting history, you can see your chat records, the transcription links, of course, the recording link in there. From a security perspective, you can also password protect those links. So if I send out a meeting recording link, I can password protect it, making sure that I now have visibility to who has accessed it, and only people that I've authorized can access that meeting. As we move away from meetings, we'll go ahead and minimize this. Right? We kind of work our way down.
Sam, I do have one question from the chat before you move on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there a fully featured web application making sure that Chromebooks and Linux desktops are compatible as well?
From the desktop application itself, on the UC side of the house, it is a downloadable app. We're working on some Chrome applications, and this is being worked at is to move into a full web version. Now, if we look at the contact center and we do contact center as a standalone or over the top, there is a web version available there for our contact center agents. So we're going to take that framework, right, and embed that directly into the mTALK client and make it full web version. We probably won't see that till about Q3 or Q4 this year. A lot of work needs to go into that functionality from a web perspective.
Beautiful.
Great question.
Thank you, and thank you for the question, Mr. Cass. Everybody on the webinar, please don't hesitate to enter any questions you have for Sam or myself throughout the rest of the presentation. Thanks. Sam?
Absolutely. Other big differentiator for us within the client itself is our share. This is secure file share and backup. This allows for users to back up and secure their documents from their desktop documents downloads directly into the cloud. It's a bit of a unique differentiator for us, as most other UCaaS providers are trying to integrate with a Box or a Dropbox or some other file share service. So as an admin, I can control and say what file structure that I want them to be backed up, whether it's their desktop or documents. I can dictate which file extensions that I want backed up. And then users can either have this set as a syncing service or a streaming service. So if I sync, anytime I make a change to my document here, I can always go in and see the different versions, preview, load other versions, or if this document is too large to share, I can't email it to my email policies, I can get quick links. So I can provide internal or external access to this and provide them view and download capabilities or just view capabilities to that particular document. So it makes it very easy to go ahead and grab those links and send them out. If I have clients that I need to modify or update folder structure, I can create folders, and then I have deeper permissions there. I can give them co-owner permissions, so I can allow them to actually modify the contents of that folder, or modify permissions, or just those view permissions into a folder if I need to. What's nice about this is that admins have that deeper control, so they can see what's backed up, how many versions are backed up. They can control that versioning. Hey, I don't want versions older than 365 days or whatever it may be. Admins can then also restore based on date and time. So if there was some malware, ransomware that occurred, an admin can go in and restore files previous to that intrusion or malware on a particular file or for an entire desktop of what was backed up. So it comes in super handy. It's nice that it's included, everything embedded directly within the client. As we work our way down, we'll see kind of standard phone functionality, all calls, missed calls, still see those presence indicators. My click to dial capabilities are all going to be here from that perspective. When we start looking at how customers are using the phone, we also have the concept of adding managers. So if I'm using things like hunt groups, we can expand the capabilities and start to provide a deeper customer experience there. So as a manager, I can now see in my sales group who is on the phone, who called in, who the member of that group is, and then also provide me monitor, whisper, and barge functionality directly into that group. If I need to expand those pool of agents, right, I can also see the number of calls that are queued up, and I can look at that pool of who is in a member of that group, and I can log in additional folks. Now, as an end user, I have that capability through my profile to log in and log out, but as a manager, just gives you that extra eyes and ears into what's going on. On top of being able to monitor and see calls within the client, I can also get some real-time statistics. So now I can look at active calls, how many agents are with customers, how many agents are logged in, how many calls are potentially in a queue. So we can actually queue up and hold those calls there, provide things like position and wait time within that queue, providing that customer experience, letting them know, right, where they're at in line, potentially how long it's going to take before they're answered. Now, if I don't want to see just real-time stats as a supervisor, I can also go into historical reporting. And now from this perspective, I can get a better idea of what's going on within that particular group. So were calls connected immediately? Did they connect after queuing? Nice differentiator for us. Just within our hunt groups, we can route away. So if I do hold those calls and I need someone, if this is an emergency, press 1, or if you don't want to wait and leave us a voicemail, press 2. I have menu options associated with those groups. So on top of things like auto attendance, I can get very specific on how I want to route calls. Now these reports can also be scheduled and saved, or if I do want to run this like a small call center, I do have the option to generate a wallboard. So I can pull a quick wallboard, very similar to what we saw from the real-time stats. And now I can post this up and just provide some general information to what's going on within that particular group. Right? Active calls, agents with customers, calls in queue, right? Agents logged in. Right down below, we'll see some intraday stats as far as average time on hold, talk time, calls answered, and calls abandoned. So it gives you some deeper information there. Now, if we have clients that don't use hunt groups or don't need that functionality, as we work our way down, just standard functionality within the client itself. So now we can see I have a voicemail, so full visual voicemail here. As I go to a voicemail, I can play and listen to it. We'll see transcription. Transcription's included with the service. So I'll see transcription on the desktop and mobile application from a visual voicemail perspective. I'll also have voicemail to email capabilities. So with that, I can have the MP3 file, the voicemail recording sent. I can have the transcription sent. I can have both sent, or just an email or an SMS notification sent to that user letting them know they have a new voicemail. So everything combined, single interface, making it easy to use. Last option here is really just that directory. There's two different views here. There's a standard view, which is just a list view, which is going to break out my favorites and all my contacts, or we consider this our reception view. Anybody can access this, just a matter of personal preference. So if I just want to see my favorites, all of my users that are part of the system, any company contacts, these could be external contacts, these could be contacts for hunt groups, auto attendants, any extension within the system. Or of course, I can always load personal contacts within here as well. As we transition, actually, I'll take a quick pause there. Ryan, any questions on the desktop application?
Any questions have been answered via chat, Sam, so we're good to go.
All right, fantastic. Right, due to COVID, desktop application comes in a lot these days, right? Folks working from home, I don't need to bring a home phone with me. You can bring that physical handset, right? Plug it into your home network if you wish. What's nice about the mTALK platform is each end user can have up to 5 endpoints. So if I do transition from my home office to my office at HQ, I may have 2 physical desk phones there, right? All tied to the same extension. I don't need to worry about that. On top of that, I can have my desktop application and also my mobile application. Mobile application is iOS and Android compatible. All that functionality that we saw from the desktop. So I'll see my list of contacts. I'll see my presence indicators. I have access to my call history, my chat records, everything will sync over, my visual voicemail, all at my fingertips on my mobile device. Right? I can bounce back into my phone call here. You'll see that call flip option. So I always have that capability. If you are part of a hunt group, right, you have that capability to see what group that call came in from. So we will pass that original calling party information, right, number and name on the caller name, but then we're also going to pass that group information over. So it doesn't matter where my folks are sitting, whether they're using the desktop application, mobile, or desk phone, they're always going to know where those calls are originated to be able to answer appropriately. Of course, our mute, flip, and then of course I can transfer, park a call, or conference somebody in directly from the mobile side. I can join meetings, start meetings from the mobile, and I also have access to my share folders. So if I go into my settings here, of course my statuses I can manually update. We're going to see our options for our online meeting and our share capabilities. If we want some of that work-life balance, we include things like silent mode, which allows us to either turn on and silence our notifications coming into that business application, or we can schedule them. So now I can create that work-life balance between 5 p.m. and 6 a.m. or whatever time that you determine, what days of the week, and then also what notifications do I want to silence. So always giving you those options, right, if you don't want to be notified via the mobile application. Right, great piece of redundancy within the mobile side as well. Any questions on the mobile side? And we're going to transition into the contact center. All right, go ahead and minimize these guys. From a contact center perspective, there's multiple tiers within our contact center. Right? We may utilize, right, just that manager functionality directly within the UC client and be able to manage that, provide some eyes and ears into it. If we need to get more advanced, we want to start looking at omni-channel. So we want to take different media types, web chat, SMS, email capabilities, right, on top of just those phone calls. We're going to move into a full contact center suite. That's going to provide a lot more visibility into what's going on within that group. What we tend to find is most folks, right, say they don't have a traditional call center or contact center. That doesn't mean they're not going to benefit from the value of having a contact center capabilities. So as we dive in and what really drives those call centers are typically metrics, right? What are my monitoring capabilities? What do my live real-time statistics look like? What does it look like from a reporting perspective? Can I schedule those? So as we look at the contact center, it really gives us a lot more customization and insight into what's going on. So as we look from a manager's perspective, right, this is our admin panel, but this can be used, it's all roles-based for our supervisors, so they may only have access to monitoring and metrics and reporting capabilities. But it really starts to break down now within metrics, so our real-time metrics. And we start at a high level. What are our global stats? How many calls have been routed to the contact center? How many were queued, answered? If we want to leverage things like queue to callback, how many callbacks were requested, answered, missed? How many are still waiting? Then we take a deeper dive into how many different IVRs have we created for this particular company? How many calls have been queued, answered? So we'll take those stats and get more granular as to where they apply, right? So from a global overarching perspective to our IVR stats, to our daily queue stats, right? What queues are being leveraged? How many calls have been queued, answered? How many callbacks have been scheduled for those particular queues that we're leveraging? And then of course, we'll get into the actual queue statistics. So within those queues, how many calls are waiting within queue? How many agents are logged in? How many transactions? What's our longest wait time? How many callbacks have been requested? What's really nice about this is that you'll notice, right, I don't have any calls sitting in queue waiting, but I can always go to my agents and it's a hyperlink. So now I can simply add agents to my email queue if I need to, if we're getting hammered there, or within one of my voice queues. So I can see what agents are logged in, right, what their status is, how long they've been in this status, what's their priority. So now we can take advantage of things like skills-based routing. We can prioritize the queue and then prioritize the agents specifically within that skill set. So if I have someone that handles benefits and that's their primary function, I can skill them higher, right? Calls that come in are going to route to those high-skilled agents first. If they're occupied or busy, right, now we're going to look at our lower skilled agents. So it makes it very easy to expand that pool, right? Or as a supervisor, I can simply add agents to that queue. I can send them a message. If I need to pull somebody out, I can remove them from that specific skill set, right? All done from the monitoring page. As we scroll down even further, right, we're going to see our agent statuses. So now I can see all the agents that are logged in, what's their status, get some general statistics on what those agents have been doing. How many calls have they answered, missed, transferred? How many outbound calls have they made? How many callbacks have they answered? What about emails or chats? Right? What are their time on statuses? So I can customize their statuses, and those can be applied per team or per queue. So I don't have to use those same statuses for everybody. So generally, we see a lot of supervisors, right, managing the contact center directly from here. We also include multiple dashboards that are done in real time as well. So our metrics dashboard will provide us our current real-time stats, calls waiting, longest call times, longest talk times. Then we're also going to see some intraday statistics. How many total calls have been queued? I can break that down by queue, and I can set different thresholds. So I'm going to get visual and audible alerts, right, based on what's going on within that queue. We can also send email alerts based on queue. So if there's certain thresholds that we want set, we can set 3 different levels and have those supervisors, managers, right, receive that email notification based on the different alerts that we want to set. Just below that, we break it down by team. So now I can select different teams within the contact center, look at those current real-time stats, and then also my daily metrics. And of course, I can set those thresholds however I need to within the team setting as well. So how many agents do I have available? What's my occupancy rate? Do I need to move somebody from another queue to, or from another team to help handle that call volume and provide that better customer experience? If we want to see something more overarching, right, we also include an executive dashboard. So now I can look at service levels across all my queues or specific queues, what my current call metrics are, my call volumes, what's my call distribution. Maybe there was a promotion going on and we have a lot of people calling in for new benefits, or it's just customer service, right? Or our new office in EMEA that we've opened up, right? Maybe I have more calls coming in there. So it really helps drive the productivity of those agents in the contact center by knowing, right, where that call volume exists. I can also see what my main subjects are from a classification or disposition perspective. Right? There's a outage going on the East Coast right now. If I'm running some technical support, I may see a spike in technical support calls. So it just gives you eyes and ears in real time what's going on, and then of course across my agent activities as well. Right? Or do I have enough agents available? Right? Do I need to go back into that monitoring dashboard and add some different agents in there? So lots of statistics available within the contact center to help drive not only that customer experience, but also the user experience. Right? So I can provide these stats. Everybody knows what's going on within the contact center. I can provide messaging to them, making sure that we're addressing our customers' needs. We then kind of focus on historical reporting. We have a large library of reports. Metrics drive the contact center on multiple fronts. So we have a long list of historical reports. We can customize reports as need be. We'll see all of our kind of standard best practice reports available. If we want to look at specific queues, agents, we hold the historical data indefinitely. So as long as you're running the mTALK contact center, you're going to have the data available. So I want to look at yearly agent activity, and I want to do that year over year. I can run that report. Or we can get very specific and create custom reports. Part of that deployment and onboarding process, right, we want to understand what metrics are important for this particular use case within the contact center. We'll make those reports readily available, easy to find, easy to schedule, and manage from there. So I always have my historical reporting, my scheduled report history, and also an audit trail if there's any changes made within the contact center. The other large piece of the contact center is within call recording. So we do offer things like quality analysis evaluations. So I can search for, any of the recordings that I need, right? You can search not only on dialed number or agent or queue, but all of those classifications, a claim number, account number, provider number, subject, sub-subject, resolution, even the notes I can search on to find the calls that I want to listen to or evaluate. Within that, I can start evaluations. So now I can create evaluation templates and run my QA process directly through the contact center. Right? So I can select who my agent was, start my evaluation, and you can create multiple evaluation templates. So everything's self-contained within the contact center. Right? So it makes it very easy to filter, search, find the recordings that you want, play and listen to, and then go ahead and start your evaluations from a quality assurance perspective. So lots of information from a metrics, reporting, and call recording perspective when it comes to the contact center. A couple of unique things that we do within the contact center. We have a visual IVR studio. This is drag and drop. So now I can create the flows that I want. Of course, we're here to help organize and customize those call flows to make sure you're getting what you need. But you can create as many IVR flows as you need to. And then I'm going to see that visual IVR flow, right? I can drag and drop different components as I need to. We can do things like web services calls from an integration perspective. So now I can create custom integrations just using our APIs and web services based on the system of record that you're using. And I can do that directly through the IVR Studio. Another very important tool within our system is dynamic notifications. This is a campaign, but it's not those robocall campaigns. This is meant for notifications, and I can send a notification based on a voice, and we can use text-to-speech to do that. We can upload files if we want. I can use SMS. I can use email as a notification tool. So now I can send out notifications. It could be an auto dealership. I need to send out notifications on a new promotion or sale that we're having to our existing customers that we want to bring in for trade-ins. It could be used from a healthcare perspective as an appointment reminder, and I want to customize that and send an SMS message out to our patients, reminding them of when their appointment is and who it's with. So dynamic notifications comes in almost every opportunity now. We see a lot of folks leveraging that as a nice tool. So a lot to take in. We're going to take deeper dives into the contact center. Just know this is a full contact center suite, full skills-based routing, customizable IVRs. We also have those options for dynamic notifications, rules-based routing or geo routing, depending how you want to utilize it. Our QA evaluation tool, right? And there's a scheduling tool here as well to schedule those users of the contact center.
Sam, one thing that we might be able to show before we run out of time here is, can you show how to record a phone call for documentation archival purposes? Is that something you can demonstrate, or is that putting you too much on the spot?
Explain, just searching that recording. So recordings on the contact center side are set up based on, right, what permission levels that we have. Do we want to record all calls? And we're simply going to record them. Once I go into the voice recordings, it's really a matter of filtering and searching what recordings that I want to see. So is that based on an incoming call, transfers directly to agents, outbound calls, or I can see all calls? What specifically are you looking for, Ryan?
I don't know. I didn't put the question in the Q&A. But obviously, you know, when we get down into the nitty gritty of how this applies to your specific environment, we're happy to set up a demo for you to get all your questions answered post this webinar. So thank you.
Absolutely. Just trying to get your feet wet here, but the search capabilities are quite extensive, right? So whether it's calling name, do I want to see if it was evaluated or not, based on phone number, queue, call length, a call leg ID, so just the actual metadata of that call. Or I can look at our classification types, client type, claim number, right? Main subject. I want to find all the calls that it was contact retention, right? And now I can go ahead and search those, or based on team or agent. And then once I run that search, I can just listen to that call, or if I'm running the evaluator, I can go ahead, customize that template, right, and evaluate and score the agents on how they performed.
Great.
What other questions do we have? I was trying to leave some time. I was moving quick.
Yeah, no worries. You know, I think that is a great summation of the platform. You know, I really appreciate you taking the time and showcasing this for us. Obviously, as I mentioned, one-on-one demonstrations can be set up upon request. This did make me kind of think about, you know, the conversations that we've been having post-pandemic and this migration to work from home. And a lot of you may be sitting on the call today and thinking, I don't have a contact center. This isn't applicable to me. I like to challenge that and start to kind of realize the way that we're communicating with our clients and how that's evolved over the last couple of years, especially in the last 9 months, right? I mean, if you have a 1-800 number, if you have a work group set up to take inbound calls for sales or support, if you have web chat, you have a contact center. You just don't have people sitting in cubicles. So the tools that are available through the mTALK platform allow you to leverage the technology behind a robust contact center in a manner that's a la carte, in a manner that's, you know, deploy as many seats as you see fit for your organization. And guys, it's very cost affordable. Also something that we can spin up in a matter of days, where, you know, traditional contact center deployment may take months. So highly robust platform, something to definitely take a look at if you fit the mold of anything that I described.
Yeah, great point, Ryan, right?
Couple of questions
Right,
that came up. So on the UC platform, interest in how they record on demand. And then a question on, can you integrate login with an identity provider? I'm assuming like an Okta or, you know, some sort of SSO offering. And James, if you want to add to that at all. Thank you, James.
Yeah, absolutely. So depending on how we're leveraging on-demand recording from the UC side, it could be leveraged off a quick dial button off one of the side buttons on a physical desk phone, or simply a common feature code within the actual client itself. So just depends on-demand recording will start when the recording actually starts, not at the beginning of the call. So it doesn't buffer the recording. When I select I want to on-demand record, recording starts at that point. From a physical phone perspective, we typically create more or less a speed dial key, right? Off one of the side buttons, go ahead and select recording to initiate that. Off the client side, it's going to be initiated via feature code today. Second part of that question, from a SSO perspective, Azure AD single sign-on is available today. So we can run single sign-on from there. We're now expanding that into just an open SAML single sign-on. So it'll be SAML 2.0, and then that'll allow us to integrate with Okta, Ping, OneLogin, whatever identity provider is being used there. We'll probably see that about Q2, end of Q2, early Q3 from an open SAML SSO perspective.
Thank you, Sam.
All right, well, we're at the top of the hour. Thank you very much to the intermediate team and to my esteemed guild of actors for that sterling presentation. Got a lot of positive feedback already. Yes, this recording will be sent out to everybody and available on YouTube afterwards. A reminder that, that promotion that I talked about with your deployment, our concierge deployment of mTALK or any solution is available free of charge, several $1,000s worth of savings, signatures by the end of March. So take advantage of that, speak with your account executives to get the ball rolling. Again, great demo, Sam, really appreciated this. It does set up perfectly for next month's webinar on February 17th, where we're gonna be talking about the buyer's journey through mapping the customer's journey through contact center. Our guest 5 9s and In Contact will be talking about their solution. So great pivot point. Really appreciate that in-depth demo. And thank you so much. So with that, this webinar is officially over. However, I want to leave you guys with a little nugget. I decided to make a quick blooper reel based on yesterday's video takes. And so I'm going to share that now. So stick around, enjoy that if you like. Otherwise, hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. Thank you so much for being a part of this webinar series, and we look forward to seeing you in February. How are we feeling, Darren and JP? You guys motivated? You ready for this?
I'm be honest, a little bit confused. All right, so am I answering this?
That's why I asked if there's any questions.
Sorry.
You're on mute.
I don't really know what any of this is yet.
You look ridiculously small, and it's weird having that as your background if you're a CEO.
Okay, so I can change all that. What should be my background?
How do I add a background?
Well, David, what you do is you go down to the video. You look for the little carrot on the right-hand side.
David, don't add a video. I want it to show the office.
You do?
Choose virtual background.
You are David. Just so you know.
Who am I?
Beth is Beth. David is David. Hayden, pick a name. I don't care who you are. You could be Steve.
I care who you are.
Okay, Tim, what are you doing right now, bud?
Hey, we getting this dialed in, homie?
Didn't know it was a group decision. I'm picking your background.
JP, do you know the name of your company, JP?
Did I miss something? Is Darren not the CEO anymore?
Yeah, I fired him this morning.
What about
Mouthful.
Bobber Doggers?
What about what?
Bobber Doggers.
Run with it, dude. I dig it.
They manufacture little floats. The worst part is we actually trick the fish into thinking they're going to get like a little bit of a snack, and it's no snack. It's a hook.
No snack.
Thank you for calling 8x8. Damn, it's hard to just not do without 8. It's really hard to do without it.
It's working. What the heck is going on? Where's that guy at JP? I need to call him. All right. See if he answers. Are you going to answer, JP?
Oh, hey,
Christ.
Darren. Pleasure to hear from you.
All right. Go back to Darren. Now, go.
Hey, JP, what do you got for me?
Damn it, his internet froze.
He needs the SD-WAN he was
my
talking
internet's
about.
having issues right now.
And
1 sec.
1 sec.
Do you hear that music?
Surprise, surprise. How's everything going?
You're fired.
Wow, that's not what I was expecting.
You can thank Matt for not paying attention. Sorry, 1 sec.
Hey JP, I just talked to David. It sounds like it was super easy to just go ahead and reset that PIN number. So please, I'll just hold. Will you double check with your CEO and make sure that he can get logged in?
Perfect. Yeah, let me call Darren right now and hang tight, Beth.
Yeah.
Hey, Beth, that worked out great. I appreciate it. You guys are great. Have a
Oh,
wonderful
thank
day.
you. Oh, JP, thank you so much. You too. Let us know if anything else comes up. We're here for you.
Fantastic.
Well done.
Can we
I
do
don't
that
even-
again?
We should do it
Because-
as like
Because
live.
nobody got the password.
I know, I realized that.
I
was
never
like,
said like,
shit.
hey, I never said 1, 2, 3, 4. How did you guys know I
know.
didn't put like 6, 0, 9,
I didn't even catch it.
6-6.
I didn't
Oh,
either.
I did.
We're all.
I didn't
noticed.
even catch it. You entered 5, 4, 2, 2, 3, 5, 6. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
I'm sorry. I didn't get that. Please try again.
Yes.
Thank you for contacting Ringcast. I got lost
That's
in my
good.
own thing.
No, that's good.
Whoa,
Your own
okay.
IVR got busted.
Ring, ring.
All right, hold on. Good. Cut. Fantastic. All right. Have a good rest of the week, y'all. Cheers.
Thanks, Ryan. Thanks, everybody.